Hey guys, Mike from Boyer Bows. Okay, this is a little additional step in the building of this Mollegabet bow. Hopefully you have all your measurements. Now, I forgot to tell you guys, I said buy a 6-foot board. You're going to need one. I don't know if you've bought your boards yet or laid them out yet. I had an 8-foot board, and that left me plenty of scrap material to build up the riser with. You don't have to build up the riser, okay? You only need to do that more or less if you want to cut in an arrow shelf to this bow. Now, traditionally they don't have an arrow shelf, but if you want one, you're going to need to. The safest way to go is to build up the riser in order to accommodate for the thinning out of the area. Now, you should have a nice piece of wood that you cut off the end of this to get your dimensions. If this piece is 9 inches total, the 2 fades and the riser, 2 fades and the handle are 9 inches, you need a 9-inch piece of wood, which I have, but I decided, I told you I was going to do some little bit flamboyant stuff here. I'm actually going to put a piece of Purple Heart as my riser. Now, you have your extra piece of maple you can use, or you should. Just make sure you have enough. And what I did was I sized the bow. Here, let me give you a quick look. First, you put a thin layer of glue down, and you let it get tacky dry, almost dry. And that will have the raw wood will suck up all the moisture and get the glue into the wood. And now I'm going to apply a heavier coat of my, in this case we're using Titebond 2. And I want to get a nice heavy coat of glue in there. And on both pieces. This is probably a little bit more glue than I need, but gloved hand, just spread that glue out. Yeah, you want to not skimp too much here, guys, just glue the whole area. You'll notice also when I turn this piece of Purple Heart over, I've tapered the ends. That's upside down, but I've tapered this. And the reason I do it before I glue it on is if I try to do it once it's on the bow or my main area, you could taper it down and actually cut into the maple, and I don't want to do that. Alright, now I'm going to let that sit there for 1 second while I go get some clamps. I'm also going to put a little piece of paper down so I can catch all the glue that goes squish out of here. Now, you don't want to clamp this down so hard that you squish out all of your glue. That's very easy to do. So just a strong clamp, but not so tight, not tremendously tight. And of course, as I'm talking, I got to go find my clamps. But okay, you get the idea. Hopefully, just the first clamp to kind of keep it in place will be this. Now, the way I also did is I made lines where the riser ended, and dots to line up those lines with. See, there goes the glue. Now we're going to give it a squish. Just going to apply one clamp here, just kind of keep it in place. I'll be able to see my dots. Hopefully that won't move too much while I get some C-clamps. And this is just decorative. You don't have to use anything too fancy here, guys. You can go with, just the maple end that you cut off your board, assuming you got a long enough board. Now, if you got a 6-foot board and you cut 9 inches off, you're going to be left with a 63-inch bow, which is what I used. So you can match my numbers exactly, but remember, I cut this a little short. So, is mine 62 inches? I can't remember anymore. But let's see, 9 inches and 28 is 37, and 4 is 41, and 21 is 62. So this is a technically if you got a 72-inch board, you'll end up with a 63-inch bow, which is, the difference is you got an extra inch to work with. So what you'll have is the 9-inch riser, 2-inch fades, and instead of a 10.5-inch static limb, you'll have an 11-inch on both sides static limb. Still shorter than what you want, but not that much. You'll be basically working in the same ballpark that I am. Alright guys, I'm going to help this thing along and make sure that I got a good glue up. I can't wrap this with cellophane like I usually would do on with an epoxy because Titebond needs air to breathe in order to cure. And the cellophane prevents air from getting in, so it'll take a lot longer than I want it to if I try to do that. Alright, I'm going to get some good clamps, and we'll catch you guys next time when this thing is all clamped up and cut out. Or cured up and cut out. Alright, Mike from Boyer Bows, adding the riser block to the Mollegabet. See you soon.